Hey family, welcome back to Blending Love with the Loose and Beccas. I'm Charity.
I'm David.
And so we are back for part 2 of why we transitioned to homeschool. So if you missed part 1, check out the link in the description box below. Please go and watch that video. I talk about just a few of the reasons why we decided to transition our children to homeschool. So we're parents of 7, and 4 of those 7 children we homeschool. And so we're back for part 2 with my husband, because part 1, I came in and was just talking a little bit about why we transitioned. So now hubby is here, and we're just gonna, wrap it up and talk about, why we decided to go ahead and take the dive, take the plunge, and transition to homeschooling our children. So I don't know, you want to start?
You can start.
Okay. So like I talked about a few reasons in our first video. The first being that we were led by the Holy Spirit. And so during our time of prayer, it had really been impressed upon us to take our children out of public school. I know I talked about one of the reasons being just the increase in violence. Also knowing that our children needed more of the one-on-one attention, and me coming from an educational background, having been a teacher in the classroom, I know, that is just really necessary. And a lot of times it can be better for kids when you see needs and gaps that need to be met head on with some one-on-one intervention. And so now, as not only a mom, but as a teaching mom, a teacher, we're able to do that. I'm able to do that. Also talked about just the time that is given back to our family. We're able to just, spend all of that time together as a family with our kids. And another reason, and I don't believe I mentioned it in the first video, but just with a lot of the rushing with the transition throughout the day, and I might have hit a bit on it, where it was such a rush, getting up in the morning, getting everybody ready, getting twins ready, and always that constant rush, that constant feeling of overwhelm. And that's been taken out of the day. And I know for me, I personally appreciate that. Yeah. So being able to get our time back, and being able to set our schedule to work for us, to work around the needs of our family. If my husband and I have something that we need to, do appointments, we work together in ministry, we're able to now really be more flexible with our schedules, because now we are able to make education work for us and our family versus the other way around.
Yeah, it's that flexibility of being able to do your home chores at the same time doing school, so you don't have to worry about, my goodness, I have to wake up, take the kids to school, if something has happened at home at that moment, you can pause the school stuff, take care of what's going on at home at the moment, and then continue with school. And you don't have, of course, school is from what time?
So we do school anywhere from 9 to 3, or if we want to start a little later, let's say like for my husband and I, we have twins, and we've had a many of nights, even with, we've started, I don't want to say late sleep training. They will be 2. And yes, we have co-slept, meaning that, our babies have slept in the bed with us, and now transitioning them to their room. Some would say, oh, that's late. But for us, that's what's worked for us. And so, with now doing the sleep training, we're up in the night with them, getting used to. And so on those evenings where we haven't gotten sleep, we have the flexibility, if we need to get our extra Z's in, we can do that. And so, generally we're going from 9 to 3 or 10, 10:30. we make it work for us. Like my husband said, if something pops up in the
Yeah,
middle
and
of
you
the
can
day,
go to
yeah,
school later in the evening or at night. You can still go, finish up, your day. So you're not uh,
limited.
limited to the time, that it's from this time to this time. You have that flexibility of doing in different times, but also looking at your children progress, you can know where they're at, don't understand, so you can work with them closely,
Absolutely.
so that's another benefit of that.
Absolutely. And we'll be right back. I hear Twin B, so I'm going to go grab Twin B and we'll continue this conversation.
No, you make the sound.
Okay, so we're back. Twin B woke up from a nap. So, as we've been discussing, talking about why we transitioned our family to homeschool. So, like my husband was talking about, we got our flexibility back, which that's been such a blessing. Another reason for me, and I know I kind of hit on this, but we know sometimes in the public school system, for some kids, it can be a little unforgiving. We know that we do live in a society, that has biases, and I've seen it firsthand as a teacher in the schools, where there's a word called adultification, where with our children of African American heritage and background, where the expectation many times is for them to be adultified, all right? Where I've seen like children receive heavier disciplinary actions versus their counterparts, and the expectation, oh, they should know better. But children know what they are taught, okay? And that goes a lot of ways. But even as parents of African American boys, seeing how sometimes they can be overlooked, things can be missed, and it's brushed over. And so that was one of the reasons for me also, understanding like the differences, culturally, and understanding how to meet children's needs, even from different cultural backgrounds and perspectives. And so that was another reason why, for me, it was important bringing our children home. Because sometimes when you can see, like I said, from a teacher standpoint, seeing those things in the classroom where one student who may be guilty of the same infraction as another student who may not look the same, but the consequences look very different. And it's important as parents that we protect our children. I highly advocate, as parents, be in the schools, go to school, check on your children. Because as we have a responsibility as parents to raise our children and make sure that they're doing the right thing, we also have to make sure that the teachers, the adults, are doing the right thing. And the expectation can be that an adult is going to be an adult and do what they're supposed to do, but that doesn't always happen. We come from different backgrounds, people are raised differently, people have different sentiments. And so, having had been in the classroom, I've seen it firsthand. And so, I remember, checking on my son many times, and I had to teach her, oh, you're coming to check to make sure that he's on task and his behavior is where it's supposed to be. I said, I'm here to watch both of you. Your presence has to be known. That way they know, okay, not with this child. Not with this child. Yes, I'm here to make sure that my children are doing what they're supposed to do, but I'm also here to make sure you are as well. And so that's very, very important. I don't know, babe.
Yeah, so I mean, there are so many benefits, of homeschooling your children, and we are continuing to learn, as we continue with this journey, and we know that it's a good thing, it's a right choice, and we you have some suggestions, some ideas, feel free to push them in the comment section, but we are continuing with this journey, uh, and we have seen improvement on our children as they learn or as we teach, okay.
Yeah, that's true. So for those of you who are more seasoned homeschool parents, because we are fresh on our journey, as I stated before in part one, we started this year actually. So if there are some suggestions, please push them in the comment section below. Like my husband said, we are definitely still learning on this journey.
We started this year.
Oh, we started last year. This is 2025. Okay, I'm still okay. I forgot we transitioned in January. So we started last year. So we're still learning. Even with the curriculum, say we started with I mentioned it before, we're using Easy Peasy. Also and supplementing with some different things, and I'll be back on with a video showing you guys the curriculum that we're using. So we're doing some online, also with books and worksheets and different things. There are a lot of different websites and different curriculum that I'm utilizing, even things that I used in the classroom. And so stay tuned, because I'll be on with the video showing you guys what curriculum I'm using for my kids and what I see so far, what's working, and some things that I think going into the new school year that we may may not be using, and looking at some different curriculum. So this is definitely a learning journey, because we're learning, what's working for our kids, and some things we're seeing that, we may just shave that off and try something different. But I'm absolutely enjoying the time that we've gotten back with our children. The other thing, and I know my husband and I talked about this, they're safe. The safety, knowing they're at home, so we don't have to worry about if something happens at school, they're here at home with us. I know I talked a little bit about that with the whole violence thing, with this uptick with violence, with guns and the shootings and all of that. That's not a worry any longer. Also being able to instill, our Christian values into our children. You want to talk about that a little bit, babe?
Yeah, just teaching our children what we believe and what we want our children to learn. In our school system right now, I get it. It's a public. They're teaching everything. For every. Yes, they have variety of
yeah.
It's a buffet of stuff. Which is it's public school. So sometimes you have no control over what they're going to tell your children, what they're going to teach them. But homeschooling gives you that control of what you're going to tell them, what you're going to teach them, what you're going to instill in them. So that's a big benefit.
Yeah. So we get, you get the influence back. There's so many agendas and such a heavy push for everything outside of God. And we wanted that influence back in our home and that influence back for our children. So that was another big factor. So those are the reasons why we decided, to homeschool. Okay. So I hope that this video has been informative, that you've gotten something from it, and that maybe some of these reasons may resonate with some of you if you may be thinking about taking the leap of faith to homeschool your children. And of course, it's not a one size fits all. It may not be for you, but if you're thinking about it, please, as an encouragement from us, I don't believe that you'll regret it. So feel free in the comment section if you have questions or suggestions. We would love to hear them. We welcome them. And share some of the things for those of you who are already homeschool parents and seasoned, some things that are working for you, some suggestions with some different activities and curriculum. We would love to hear them. So that's all that we have today, family. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that way you are notified every time we upload a video. We would love to have you a part of our family, because we are indeed all family in the body of Christ. So until next time, be blessed. We'll see you in the next one.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.